everybody, and welcome to this, our 6th episode of the Usual Spot podcast. Yeah, 6. We need a second hand now to count episodes.
Not if you just bend your finger.
And it's like, okay, yeah. We'll all go back to kindergarten and count like that. Anyway,
Hey!
It's okay. You teach kindergartners. It's okay. It's logical that you'd have that. It's all right. Monkey see, monkey do type of thing. Anyway, though it is supposed to be the other way around, isn't it? They're supposed to learn from you.
Are you trying to come at me right now?
I just have a lot of feelings, okay? Because we are about to review Kingdom Hearts 3. Like, that is a game that has released and that we've played and that we've beaten and that we get to tell you all about in case you are one of the few that have not even played it yet.
I would feel so horrible if you had
I know, I was going to say, I'd like to say you need to. Like, while you listen to the review, play the game. But, yeah, don't wait for the whole thing to be over. Just go get it now and listen while it's downloading. Anyway, we would like to review Kingdom Hearts 3 for you as KH13, as the Usual Spot podcast. But before we do so, if you are new, my name is Tuminator.
I am C-Salt Shelby.
And yes, we are here to talk about the Kingdom Hearts 3.
It's so weird that it's out now. Like I was
crazy.
saying that while I was playing for the first time. I was like, what I'm playing is Kingdom Hearts 3. Like, it's no longer just something that we wait for trailers for. It's like an actual thing that I can physically hold in my precious little hands.
I got the steel case right next to me.
Mine will be here later. I don't know when.
Later. I love it. Yeah, like, I feel like I have it tucked under my pillow when I sleep with it at night. But no. You know, the best part about Kingdom Hearts 3 being released, Schleb, is that there are no more jokes about it never coming out.
Right.
Joke's on you. It's out. I've played it. I beat it. Joke's on you.
Except
I still owe my friend a pretzel, though. We made a bet. We had made a bet, like, God, when it was announced in, 2013? We made a bet that Kingdom Hearts 3 would... Well, I made the bet. That Kingdom Hearts 3 would come out before Fallout 4.
Oh, no.
I was dead wrong by 2 years. Oh, my gosh. So I owe my friend a pretzel still after all these years. I never got him
go get them that pretzel. However, I do think the joke is now more like people who are like, we waited 13 years for this game. No, you didn't, unless you missed games. If you missed games, you got lots of catching up to do.
You mean those side games that don't matter? The spin-offs?
Yeah, they have no value in Kingdom Hearts 3.
No, they don't even matter. It goes 1, 2, 3. That's all you need, right?
There's only 3 games.
Anyway, the tea is very hot today, Schleb. Let's get into it, shall we?
Yes.
All right, so first and foremost, this will be a spoiler-free review.
Yes.
So if you've been worried while listening or clicking on this link, do not worry. We will not be spoiling Kingdom Hearts 3 for you. This is meant for people who haven't played it yet. Why would we spoil it, you know?
No need to fear. No spoilers are here.
Wow. More kindergarten stuff. Anyway. Yeah, so this is a spoiler-free review. Please do not feel afraid to listen in. We will give you the best of to the best of our ability, all that we have to say about the game without spoiling any of its meaty, juicy, goody parts.
Oh, yeah.
But that does mean that we have to mention the story and our overall thoughts on the story, because Kingdom Hearts is a story-driven game, is it not?
No, it's not.
It doesn't matter, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess the biggest question that people might have is, did it live up to our 5-year wait full of expectations? Did it meet those standards that we set for ourselves? And as reviewers, we're going to have different opinions on that because we have different expectations, and everybody does. I mean, we are giving you this review as fans, not just people in the industry. You know what I mean? So as fans, did it meet your expectation?
100%. I believe that it met every expectation that I had for the game. Obviously, there was, like, little things that my expectations weren't met for, but it's nothing worth me disliking the game or not liking about the game, or even things that they can't fix with a DLC final mix version of Kingdom Hearts 3. So I would say yes, that it did meet my expectations story-wise for sure. Like, I am so content, so beyond content with Kingdom Hearts 3, with where it's at now, and I can't even begin to think about what they could possibly do with the DLC stuff. It's going to be amazing. Oh my God.
The thing about it is that every other Kingdom Hearts title seemed to ask more questions than it answered.
Yeah, but
this one, it felt like the book closed. You know what I meant? Like, it's just sort of, it closed one book, and now we're pushing it aside, and now we're opening up a new book.
Yeah, and some people are complaining about that because are questions that are still left to be unanswered. Of course, I'm not going to say what questions exactly they are, but I believe a lot of the questions that people still have aren't, or were never meant to be answered in this saga. It was never meant to be answered in the Xehanort arc, saga, whatever you'd like to call it, because it doesn't involve him.
Absolutely.
I'm more so talking about epilogue stuff. In case y'all have seen it, you know what I'm talking about. Epilogue stuff, all of that was not meant to be answered in Kingdom Hearts 3 because it has nothing to do with it.
It's the launching point.
It's the next
launching point.
Yes, this will open up the next arc, the next saga, and we have so much more to look forward to. We have at least 2 games that are going to come out from this, because I highly doubt Kingdom Hearts 4 will be the next one to come out.
And we still have Union Cross going on. I mean, it literally updated this week at time of recording. So, I mean, we still have plenty of story being told. I mean, Kingdom Hearts is not over. But as Kingdom Hearts 3 is concerned, that is over, you know? Which is what we all wanted. We didn't want this to keep going. Okay, we wanted closure, we got closure.
Yes, and was that closure so good?
I know, but we got just keep it, you know. It was good. I will say it was a very Disney ending, whatever that means to you. I personally feel it was a very Disney-inspired ending. And maybe if you've played it, you'll understand what I'm talking about. If not, shoot me a DM and I will definitely elaborate on that. But yeah, I don't know. It just felt right. Like, it was very fitting for the game that we're playing. You know, we're playing a Disney / Square Enix crossover game. I mean, that's what we're in for. So yeah, I don't think it left anything to be desired. I mean, I think it closed chapters that needed to be closed. It opened new beginnings. You know, it was perfect for an end of a saga. But for a game series that is not complete, you know? So I think it was a good balance story-wise. And something that a lot of people were concerned about is, are the Disney worlds even important to the story? And they actually very much are. A lot of Sora's growth throughout the game is sort of culminated in the choice of movie that they picked for this game. A lot of the themes from the movies themselves, Sora had to learn in order to grow for himself and then defeat his own personal enemies and dark pasts and, you know, everything else that was happening. So I thought the incorporation of the Disney worlds was near flawless. They actually had meaning. It wasn't just him playing through the plot of the movie, being like, oh, that was fun. Let's go. Like, let's go to the next place.
They were handpicked for a reason.
Yes, you felt that. You felt that they were picked for a reason. So I was very pleased with that as well, as I know most people should be, because that's one of the complaints for, especially Kingdom Hearts 2. You sort of just play through the plot of the movie, and then that's it.
Yeah.
Next world.
Yeah, and there's like
the only one that seemed to have, the only one that seemed to have any importance was Tron, Space Paranoids.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, anything else to say about the story? I mean, without going into spoilers, we can't really say much.
Yeah.
So there were parts that were a bit cheesy, but I think the writing and the script was phenomenal. It was funny.
I loved the humor. Yeah, that's what I was literally about to say. I loved the humor. I mean, granted, I'm still playing through the English one still. But the humor is just so great. I caught up on a lot of the Japanese humor as well, and it's just so good. It's really spot on. It's and with the funny.
Right, with the Unreal Engine 4, there's so many possibilities.
Yeah.
I mean, with animation and expression and emotion, and they hit all of those points, and they did a really fantastic job. Sora was especially funny in this one. He was sort of like naive and like kind of, you know, happy-go-lucky, and then in this one he was just sassy.
Him and Donald's back and forth.
Oh my god.
Loved it.
Dream come true. And then there's Goofy on the sidelines just like, oh, yep, those are my friends.
Very true.
But yeah, it was very fun. It was a very fun tone throughout. But that's okay. I mean, we're in for it. I'm here for it. I liked it.
Yeah, this game was definitely for the fans. If you are a new fan to the series, like, you're not going to enjoy it as much, and that's just that. You are choosing to play this game without playing the games before, or at least watching the cutscenes, or, you know, whatever. There's so many free stuff you can watch online on YouTube, so there's really no excuse. But if you choose to play Kingdom Hearts 3 with literally no knowledge of anything before, I hope you can enjoy it anyway. I think it does a really good job, but I also know everything, so it's kind of hard to really...
Yeah, as fans, that's the hardest part, to say how well it did catering to new fans. But I think that job was done before the game came out. They re-released every game on PS4 2 months before release. They had the Memory Archive release, which honestly didn't really help all that much, if you ask me. There was a 5-year wait.
Though.
That's
what was good, though, because people weren't willing to spend a lot of time playing games, watching all the cutscenes. So I think them being short was, like, right to the point, you know? It gave you all the info that you absolutely needed for 3, but it didn't really give you much outside information for things that you might need for future games.
Right. And, I mean, there was a 5-year wait. People are saying that they had no time to 5-year wait from when it was announced to when it was released. I mean, I don't know. I don't really buy that. If you were really interested in it, then I don't know.
The thing is that a lot of people weren't interested until the trailers started coming out.
I get it. That's fine. But we got tons of trailers last year and the year before. Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Still have plenty of time. I think the games aren't as long as people...
I digress. It's whatever. But anyway, I'm pretty sure that anybody watching the KH13 YouTube channel has played the games before, but if you are new, then, I mean, you're probably going to be lost, like, confirmed.
The game part.
Yeah, the game really is a culmination of everything else. They are not side games. They are not spin-offs. They are very much important. If you want that connection to the characters. If you don't care and you just want to play in Disney Worlds, that's fine, and you'll have tons of fun.
You'll have fun in the Disney Worlds.
Right, but at the end, I don't know. It's not really have much effect on you emotionally like they want it to. But that's your prerogative. So, but it's still well done as storytelling goes.
I agree.
All right. So the other major focal point of the Kingdom Hearts games is the combat, because it's either story or combat. That's all you're doing, you know. So combat. How does it feel? How did you feel? Was it? Some of the big concerns are whether it was repetitive or not. If it was floaty, trigger word.
Honestly,
what was the overall feel of it?
Honestly, some people are gonna be like, she's stupid, she doesn't know what she's talking about. But honestly, I didn't think it was that bad. I thought it was perfectly fine. You decide how you play the game. If it is repetitive, it's because you are choosing to make it repetitive. There are so many different things you can do with the combat now that it's literally your responsibility if it's repetitive or not.
Right.
You choose. Right. You choose when you use attractions, magic, and summons, or they're not called summons anymore, but y'all know what I mean. Links. And just Keyblade attacks. You know, like, it's literally up to you. So if it's repetitive, it's because that's how you were playing. And if you want it to be repetitive, like, I kind of actually like that sometimes. So if you want it to be like that, it's perfectly fine. But if you are complaining that it is, it's because that's how you are playing it. You can change that. You just need to put some work into it.
Right.
You shot box more often. Spice it up a little bit. You can do that. Believe it or not. Like, I don't know, man. I think it's kind of your fault if it's repetitive. As far as floatiness goes, it's like, it's not bad. It's not bad. I wouldn't say it's horribly floaty, but I don't think you can really dismiss it as not completely not floaty. I feel like everyone has their own definition of floatiness these days. So,
and the way I understand it is there are times when you finished a combo in the air, and then there's a good second that you can't do anything else.
Yes, and that's how I understand floatiness as well.
And you're kind of just suspended in air. And that is definitely in the game. That is, like, I have found myself numerous times mashing X because I just want to beat something or kill something really fast, and I can't because it's not doing anything because I'm just floating there.
Yeah, but
so it's definitely there, but it's not game-breaking. It's not the worst thing in the world.
I don't know. I feel like it makes sense to have floatiness like that, though, so that you're not just OP going ham and not allowing the opponent to ever hit you. Because, it's a video game. There has to be some sort of, like, difficulty there where the opponent of whatever you're fighting can hit you. You know what I mean? Like, you can't just be unhittable.
Right. Yeah, and not everything staggers either. So it does add an extra element of difficulty, but that actually brings up a good segue to, was the game difficult? What was the gameplay too easy?
I feel horrible for saying this because, you know, if you are struggling with Kingdom Hearts 3 with the difficulty, then like that is, you know, it's perfectly fine. You can be struggling. However, as someone who's been playing Kingdom Hearts for many, many years, this is nowhere near difficult at all.
Yeah.
Proud mode is a breeze. It's just not difficult. For new fans, this could possibly be different. It could be difficult depending on what Kingdom Hearts games you have and haven't played, because Kingdom Hearts 3 is a culmination. Hi. A culmination of all these different Kingdom Hearts games, right, with the different combat systems and whatnot. So if you had a problem with, let's say, Birth by Sleep combat, I don't know why you would, but for example, Birth by Sleep, if you had a problem with Birth by Sleep combat, then maybe that is why you're struggling with Kingdom Hearts 3 combat, because of that aspect of Birth by Sleep. I don't know, that's a really bad example, but do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, it is trying to be two games, but I think the two games it's trying to be 0.2 and Kingdom Hearts 2. It is definitely trying to find that happy medium.
It pulls from pretty much every game except for, I think, Chain of Memories.
Well, thank God. I don't know. I mean, I don't necessarily feel that way. I think it's definitely a Kingdom Hearts mainline title. It doesn't have a command deck. It doesn't have anything like that. But it's, in terms of Keyblade swings, it is very lightning speed fast, just like Kingdom Hearts 2. But it has that sort of lag time as 0.2 in between combos, which I think is what people were quote unquote worried about. But it's found a happy medium.
Yes, I 100% agree with that. That's not exactly what I was trying to hit at, though. I was more so talking about if you struggled with Birth by Sleep combat, or maybe a better example is Dream Drop Distance. If you struggled with Dream Drop Distance combat with the flow motion, maybe you didn't like that too much. Maybe that is something you would find difficult in Kingdom Hearts 3, hence it making it more difficult for that player.
Right.
But if you've been playing all these games for plenty of years and have plenty of practice and whatnot, then it shouldn't be a problem for most Kingdom Hearts veterans.
I mean, I don't feel bad saying that the game is way too easy. I think that even people who have not played the games before will find this very easy. That's why we're very, very much looking forward to a final mix type situation.
Yeah, but see, even I know a few people who are struggling though, so I feel horrible when I say, "Oh, this game is too easy," because I don't want to make them feel bad for struggling with
I mean, yeah, I mean that's fine, but I mean, as veterans, like, again, we're as veterans to the series, it is very easy, and if you are getting into this not for the first time, then expect a very easy time. But if you're new to the series, then I can't tell you how you're going to do it. It might be easy, it might be hard, I don't know. But for those of you that have been playing Kingdom Hearts pretty much your whole life, like we have, it's going to be easy. Like, there's no mistaking it. It's going to be very simple. There's a lot of health, but you do a lot of damage.
I wonder why Proud Mode is so easy. Like, I compare that to, like, Kingdom Hearts 1, and I feel like there is still, like, a really big jump from that. Like, I don't know.
Well, remember, Proud was the critical mode for Kingdom Hearts 1 because there was no critical.
Yeah, I wonder if like the OG.
But I mean, you think Kingdom Hearts 2 is still really easy on Proud, so it's nothing new. I think Critical is the thing that we're all waiting for.
I just hope that they don't make Critical easy though, because I feel like Kingdom Hearts 3 Proud is much easier than any other Proud in any other Kingdom Hearts game. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's tough to say because we don't know it. We don't have it, but
it literally feels like standard.
It does. Yeah, it's very simple. But anyway, I mean, it's fun. It's fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's just easy. I personally don't think it was very repetitive. I mean, I'm a huge fan of magic in this game. So I use magic.
They saved it.
Oh my god, I know. It's back. It's back.
Yeah.
Good magic is back. So there's no reflect. Sorry, guys. But
learn to guard, boys.
But honestly, it's fine. I mean, I love it. The magic is awesome again. I use that almost every fight. I mean, Thundergo just clears enemies like no tomorrow. But I mean, I don't know. I have fun with a game that I know how to control. Like, that's part of my personality. If I'm in control of it, if I know what to expect, what's coming, I can have fun still. You know, so I don't have to necessarily change it up all the time. But I am very frequent user of attraction flow, Keyblade transformations, everything.
I use all of love everything. The only thing I haven't used yet are the links. I just haven't. I don't really like summons. It's never really been something that I like.
I don't like Ralph or Stitch, but I use every other one.
Yeah, I still need to use them, so I can't have an opinion yet on them. But in general, I just don't really like summons. Yeah.
So combat, there's tons of options. I mean, like Shelby said, if you are bored to tears, it's probably because you're not using everything or everything is boring you. And I don't know. I mean, I think there's tons of variety. Visually, it's awesome to get that break from mashing X, like with the minigame, to the Magic Carousel ride. It's just a nice break. But I do have one gripe with it. I really don't. I still can't believe that it's in this. It's been there since the demo. That you do get hurt during these things. There are no iframes whatsoever. The only iframes in the game that I've found are during the team attacks, like Donald's Flare Force and Goofy's Bombardier thing.
I haven't noticed actually getting.
Yeah, you still get hurt when you're doing those. It's very minimal. I mean, it's very scaled, but I mean, you still.
But with how strong they are, then I think it's fine. They're OP. Yeah. That's the thing.
I mean, I guess, but like if you're stuck there unless you hit the finish command. Really.
Yeah, you can cancel too.
Right. Yeah, that's true. But then you lose it. I mean, I don't know. So
then why'd you start in the first place?
I didn't want to get hit. I was trying to do the hitting. That's the point.
One more thing about the combat, with people comparing it with Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix. I think that personally, what I've noticed is that I feel like I have way more control over Sora. Whereas in Kingdom Hearts 2, once you start a combo, it feels like you can go to the kitchen, get some water boiling, make some tea, make some mac and cheese, make some quesadillas. I don't know what you like. Whatever it is you like, you make it. Come back, and he's about to finish his combo. I feel like Sora has way better combos and just, I don't know, I just feel like I just have way more control of him and that he's just not doing like these weird things. I'm just like, can you please stop? And I know a lot of people are gonna be like, Kingdom Hearts 2 was the best. And like, it's fine, you're allowed to think that. However, I prefer the control I have over Kingdom Hearts 3 Sora than I do with Kingdom Hearts 2.
I mean, I'll agree with you that I like the control better, but I don't agree necessarily that the combos are all over the place. Because, I mean, near the end game, when you have all the abilities that you have with Sora in Kingdom Hearts 3, the length of the combos can be pretty up there, especially with the weird, like, you know, pokey thing. I love that, but it takes a while.
What is that called?
But I don't even know. But it's awesome. Yeah,
it's awesome.
But the thing that I will agree with you on though is the lack of, because in Kingdom Hearts 2, it seems like, you know, Sora's steering you. You know, like exactly. he chooses where to go, as opposed to this one where you know where you're going.
Yes.
It's a lot easier to change your direction, your flow, in Kingdom Hearts 3 than it is 2, because he will sort of lock onto one, and the fact that you still can't differentiate who you're locking onto bothers the crap out of me. I love that in Kingdom Hearts 1 that if you could cycle through lock-ons with the L2 button, but you can't do that in 2 or 3.
I don't know why they didn't bring that back either.
I don't know, but that bothers me a lot. But that's one of the biggest things. That's one of the biggest things I have to complain about with Kingdom Hearts 2 is that he's controlling you. He sort of pulls you in a direction that he wants to go because it'll randomly change who you're locked onto. It throws me off all the time.
Yeah, one thing that I will complain about the lock-on system in 3 is that this is probably just a lazy gamer in me, but if the opponent is behind your camera and you can't see them, you can't lock onto them.
Right.
You have to turn around, get your camera around, and then you can lock on, which annoys me because I used to use that as a way to quickly turn my camera around rather than having to turn around myself. Yeah. But that might just be the lazy gamer in me. I don't know. But it's just something I may be used to. I don't know. Yeah. I know other people in my chat were also complaining about this as well. So I at least know I'm not alone.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I am a lazy overall, the combat is super fun.
Oh, yeah.
Personally, don't think it's repetitive. There are tons of options out there. And the best part is if it gets too annoying, you can turn off the cinematics before everyone. So that's awesome.
You can just skip them too. If you like some of them.
But even like the startup, it skips it completely.
Oh yeah.
It's really cool.
Cute though.
You can also, I know, but that it adds more personalization. You can do it however you want.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is like the weird camera angles on Sora when he does a finisher. How it sort of focuses on Sora and nothing else around. You can turn that off too. So there are a lot of options out there to personalize it. Go to the config section of the start menu and have some fun because you'll find tons of stuff that will make your life easier if you need it to be so.
Can we talk about one of my favorite things that they added?
Sure.
The customization on Donald and Goofy has changed big time.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Now, literally no one is allowed to complain anymore. If I hear any more complaints about Donald not healing them,
the other thing is, companions in this game are actually so good. They actually do so much damage.
Oh,
like,
right?
They're useful.
Like
they're so useful.
Especially, can I say towards the end? Especially towards the end.
I don't know. I guess.
Yeah, especially towards the end. I don't know if it's just levels or what, but like, it's amazing. It's so amazing.
Yeah, they do so much damage, and they stagger enemies now. Like that's how I beat some of the bosses, is because Donald and Goofy would sort of just hit them and stagger them, and then I'd come in with my Sora combo. It would be amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, the companions are the best they've ever been.
Oh yeah, definitely.
The fact that you can have like 4 or 5.
The customization, literally setting it to only healing Sora, is absolutely amazing.
What a dream.
Technically, you could do that in kind of 1 and 2, but you couldn't just only set it for Sora. You could just set them to be white, or Donald at least to be a white mage type of support. But nobody ever did it, so everyone complained. But hi, settings are there too. You can do it.
True. Combat is super fun and definitely a step up in my opinion.
Oh yes, and I hope that I hope other people agree too. Obviously, everyone is entitled to their own opinions. They don't have to like it, but I do think that this is like the peak of combat. It's been great.
Now, I don't want to think that we're in this like honeymoon period of Kingdom Hearts 3. I mean, I don't really
feel that way.
I have 3 different save files, and I'm pretty much not over it, but you know, the hype has sort of washed over me. It's real. It happened. The story is over. There's nothing new about the game. I know everything that's happening. So I think I've sort of left that sort of phase. I don't know. I think, to me personally, Kingdom Hearts 3 does some things better than 2 Final Mix, and 2 Final Mix does some things better than 3. I cannot put my finger on what exactly, but they both feel awesome. And if somebody was telling me that Kingdom Hearts 4 would be just like 3 or 2 Final Mix, I would be equally as happy. You know, that's sort of how I'm judging this. It's not like, oh, dang, it's going to be like 2 Final Mix. You know, it's not going to be, oh, no, it's not going to be like 3. Like, that's not what I'm like. I'd be happy with either. They're both awesome combat styles. and very unique. But I think that there are people that still have that nostalgia factor to 2 Final Mix and the hype factor of 3, and they're clashing. And I don't know who to believe or what part of me to believe. So they're both awesome. I mean, that's the thing. But, I mean, if you are a self-proclaimed 2 Final Mix fanboy, you might have a little bit of difficulty transitioning over to 3.
One thing I would like to point out is that you are comparing it to Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix. Think about Kingdom Hearts 3 Final Mix and how much better it's going to be.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much it's going to change combat-wise. But
I think they could still add so much more. I bet they still have something they haven't showed us yet.
That's very true. That's very possible. But for right now, we might have to come back to this later when 3 Final Mix is a thing. But for right now, as it stands, as it stands, 3 Vanilla, I think, is way better than 2 Vanilla. But 2 Final Mix holds a candle to 3, I think. So it's not a very fair assessment, but if you want to compare Vanilla to Vanilla, 3 definitely holds the candle to 2.
For sure.
I mean, there's just no doubt about it.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we got the 2 meatiest parts of this down. There are definitely some good and bad of combat, but I think it's mostly good. And the bad isn't nearly enough to knock it that much.
Yeah.
So
not to give it a 4.
Stop it. Visually,
too many zippers.
Way too many zippers. I cannot handle all the leather jackets. No. All right, no.
And the antennas.
Oh my god, the antenna hair. What is going on? Those shoes are like mini taxis on his feet. Anyway, visually the game is absolutely stunning. There are segments where it goes from like cartoony CGI to like Pixar, probably better than Pixar movies, if we're being honest.
And then it goes to like literally looks like the actual movie of Pirates in the Caribbean.
Better,
it looks like
better.
Literal people. Like that's what was terrifying about it.
Oh my god, it was awesome. I don't know how they chose those scenes, where to do those. I mean, one I definitely get, but I'm not going to say anything. But the rest, I don't know how they chose to do those scenes like that. But I am so glad they did, and I cannot wait for the PlayStation 5 when every cutscene is going to look like that.
Right.
But my god, it is incredible. The amount of visual quality that this game has. Visually, I haven't seen any hiccups or glitches or anything that seemed out of place or off-putting. I mean, if you want to say anything about it, maybe Pete. He's a little off-putting. But everybody else fits the world. I mean, everybody looks awesome. And like they were pulled out of their respective movie. I don't know. It's just so cool.
Yeah, like you said, it looks like they're literally pulled out of each movie that they came from. In regards to visuals, though, if you're playing on the regular PlayStation, I did notice there were a few areas where if there was super long range distance, it did get a little pixely. I'm sure this wasn't an issue on the Pro, but not all of us are blessed with the Pro, so...
I actually do think there were some frame drops in the non-pro version. There were times where it hit 60.
Oh yeah,
it hit 60.
But you can also tell when it dropped.
Big time.
It doesn't bother me too much. I'm not too nitpicky about frame drops unless it literally messes me up. Like if it like messes up a combat or whatever I'm doing, then I'm gonna.
Yeah, that never happened to me, but it was sort of like it was very noticeable, and it was just kind of put me off, took me out of the world for a minute. But otherwise, it was very stable. It tried to hit 60 on a regular PS4, which was awesome.
It looked great in general, other than obviously the few. It didn't do it to me a lot, just like a few times.
Yeah.
Where I noticed the frame drops, and I only noticed the pixels for like super far distance in very specific areas.
Right. Yeah,
So
definitely nothing major. Again, no glitches that I found. I mean, some people found like a character would get stuck somewhere and do like an infinite fall, but that's about
yeah, one of my viewers actually posted a picture of Hercules, like I don't even know what it was, but like his feet were on the ground, but
yeah.
his body was like on his feet. Like it looked so strange. I'll have to show you.
Oh,
the
right,
picture.
yeah, I did see that. I did.
Yeah.
He was like, his feet were normal on the ground, but then his torso was like in between his, and his waist was on the ground too.
Yeah. Like,
yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yep.
I mean, I haven't seen anything like that, so there must be few and far between because that's the only one I've seen.
Yeah. I don't think this
otherwise...
involves visuals, but my game crashed.
Did it really?
Yeah, it crashed.
Wow.
It crashed after a Disney World. After some cutscenes. I have screenshots and everything. Yeah.
Wow.
It like
that
just
didn't happen to me.
Yeah, so I don't really know what that was to blame. If it was my PS4 or if
was it like the first day?
Second day.
Because there was that patch that said minor fixes and then added the
Yeah, no, I got that first.
Okay. Weird. All right, well, I don't know. Is it enough to make it a 4 out of 10?
Oh, for sure.
Okay. All right, so let's talk about music. Another thing that this series is known for is the background music. Overall, I thought the music was very enjoyable.
Stunning.
I still cannot get the "You Got a Friend in Me" theme playing in my. I still can't get it out of my head.
Hearing it at the orchestra for the first time, and then hearing it in game, I lost it. I was just like, it brought me back to the orchestra, and then it brought me like immediately back here. Like it was just like such an out of body experience. It was.
It's awesome, and that's what Yoko does the best. I mean, she is really good at creating that fitting tone for the movie or for the world that we're in. It's perfect.
The new Dearly Beloved.
Oh, so intense.
Oh,
it's very intense.
The build up is stunning.
Very, very fitting for the end of a saga.
So mature and just so powerful. The build up, just
it was very good. So I mean, I don't think it's repetitive because I always catch that. Like my immediate thought is Halloween Town. Like that music is repetitive, but I don't notice it with these worlds. I mean,
I don't either.
I don't notice it. It's not yet. Maybe I haven't spent enough time in the worlds yet, but I think I have. Trust me. But it's nowhere near as like I don't catch it while it's happening, But if I go to Halloween Town now and 1 or 2, oh God, I know that I've heard this for the millionth time, But I can't tell where it stops and starts.
Yeah.
In 3, you know what I mean?
The one thing I have noticed though is that, sorry, I have the hiccups.
It's okay.
I noticed that some of the transitions are really weird between combat to combat. I don't know if it's maybe like, I don't want to say like a glitch, or it's definitely not a glitch, but like I have footage of it where I ran from one battle. I don't know if I left it and then ran back into another battle or what, but like it was a huge cut of just music and it just sounded horrible. And it took me out of my immersion for a second because I was like, that was really bad.
Interesting.
So for the most part though, the transitions are absolutely amazing, and like you said, you can't really tell when it loops. It's just stunning. The way that there's a full orchestra is just, it drags you in, it pulls you in, and like you are just in the world, and like music is so important for that. Like it's just so stunning. My only
I loved it.
Actual complaint about the music though, obviously not just like the jump part, but I do think there's not a lot of original Kingdom Hearts 3 music. I think a lot of it was just reused music from previous games that they obviously redid with the full orchestra, which is absolutely amazing. However, I wanted more original music for Kingdom Hearts 3, and I didn't really get that. And it was
I'm in the same boat.
It helped you relive more Kingdom Hearts. It was more nostalgic and whatnot. But when I heard some of the songs, I was like, oh, I feel like I'm in this world from this game that isn't Kingdom Hearts 3. It was, just like a random world from like Birth by Sleep or something, like
right.
It kind of was off-putting sometimes. It's beautiful, but I wanted some more original music, and hopefully they'll add more. I highly doubt, but yeah, that's my only complaint about the music, is that there's just original.
I think the boss music was great, though.
Oh,
there's some new good boss music tracks that were awesome. But a lot of it, instead of making new original music, they sort of took bits and pieces from the old music and mashed them together to make quote-unquote new music, which I don't necessarily hate. I mean, I think it worked really well.
Like I said, it's...
Again, we had these expectations of all new and all exciting stuff, and they played more of the nostalgic card.
Yes, and I'm not complaining necessarily about the music itself. I think all of it was absolutely beautiful. It's just like you said, I just wanted some more new music.
Right.
But yeah,
because if there were a Kingdom Hearts 3 soundtrack made, the only really new songs would be the field music, the worlds, and the boss music. I think everything else was reused stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously redone in such a way that it sounds a bit different, but it's just the same music, just made a little bit nicer sounding, I guess, with a full orchestra. I don't know. I'm not a huge music buff in that regard, but you could tell. You could tell that it was just a lot of rehashing. But I mean, those are the four main parts of an art piece or a video game medium. It is a story-driven game, so you have to have story. It's an action RPG, so it has to have good combat. It has to look good, because this is the first game we're getting on a new console that's not handheld for the first time since 2006. And it has to sound good. I mean, it has to have all those sensory parts hitting those points. So did it do that? Did it do that to you? Did it become an art form? Did it become something that you would recommend to your friends? Did it become something that you can play over again? What is the overall thought on this?
100%. Obviously, if I was telling someone to play Kingdom Hearts 3, I would tell them maybe do a little bit of research, play the other games, or at least get to know the story before playing. But I would 100% recommend this game. I think that it's just so amazing. The combat it's just so much fun. It's really easy for newcomers. The story is so well told. I think that even if you weren't super into the story, that you would end up sobbing, because it's just so amazing and beautiful, and just So I would 100% recommend it. For anyone.
Yeah, I would too. I mean, I've already purchased the story so far for a friend of mine, so that they could play the game, and they could get into it when they have time to get into 3. So I'm already recommending it to people. But I mean, there are pros and cons as with everything. It is not a perfect game. I would not give this game a perfect 10 as it stands. One of the biggest flaws for me is, having beaten the game, there's not much else for me to do. I did collect the things that there are to collect, which there are nice things. That was one of my dreams for this game, was to have something like the Trinities or the Dalmatians and stuff like that. I needed that. I wanted that. But a couple things that I will not get points for. Pretty much non-existent post-game. As it stands right now, vanilla. They might add more DLC. That's the kind of nature we're in right now. But right now, not much to do for post-game. The number of Keyblades is really sickening. It's only world Keyblades and then 2 secret, and one of which we all knew was going to happen.
Yeah.
The number of Keyblades is absolutely sickening. Synthesis is a nightmare, because you have to do gummy ship missions and spend a lot of time in the gummy ship, which isn't my absolute favorite in this game.
Really?
It's okay, but there are a lot of weird things about it. Like the ship, I feel like I have to edit it. I have to make a new one in order for it to be useful.
Oh,
in 1 and 2, you can use that same ship to do 100 things. But I can't upgrade my keyblades because I need stuff that I need to find in the gummy ship stuff. I just haven't spent a lot of time there. So I'm at a loss there because I have to do something I really don't feel like doing. What else? The combat is very good. But again, I haven't found what makes it tied with 2 Final Mix. But they're about the same for me. One does better than what I mean. But overall, the combat is great. It is a little floaty. It does exist, but not to the point that it makes me hate everything and only want to cry in a corner and play 2 Final Mix for the rest of my life. It's not like that, okay? And the story is amazing. I think it had a great end. It closed the book, pushed it to the side, and opened up a new one. And that's exactly what I wanted. But yeah, as far as numbers go, out of 10, I would give this probably an 8.7 or a 9. One of those.
8.7. I love it. Mm-hmm. Not an 8.5. That's too low.
No. Not an 85. It's like a B+. B+ to a low A.
You're such a teacher.
I am. It's definitely B+, low A for me. It blew me out of the water while I was playing, but having sat on it, I'm like, man, I need DLC. I need something else to revitalize this because I don't know. I don't think it was that my expectations were too high. I didn't really know what to expect from this game. The gameplay in the Disney worlds was amazing. It's just after the fact. I don't know that I can go back to it and keep doing things. I have to start a new file. That's how I have to keep playing. You know, but I could go into one of my old Kingdom Hearts 1 or 2 files and just find something to do. Go to the Coliseum, do the Cavern of Remembrance, do all the data organization battles. You know, that's what I could do. I could fight Lingering Will. Here, I can't do anything.
I wonder how, because
I found all the things, and that, like, if that's your extra content, finding things. Once you find them, you can't unfind them.
How was Kingdom Hearts 2 when it came out? Like, just OG Kingdom Hearts 2. Like, because I was a lot younger when I played, so my memory is absolute crap.
Right.
So, I don't remember what it was like to just play the OG 2 file, and, like...
What was that?
I tried to step over him, and he went under my foot.
Anyway. Hold on. It's gonna go... Yeah, like, I don't remember if, going back to 2, if there was a lot of things to do after.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, Final Mix has a crap ton of things. There's so much to do.
Right.
So, you know.
No, that's not my argument. I mean, my argument is not that 2 vanilla was better than 3 vanilla. That is not my argument.
Well, no.
Both of them lacked post-game content.
Yeah,
Both
I know.
Totally.
I was curious.
Yeah.
Because I don't remember. I don't remember what the post-game stuff was.
It was garbage, just like 3 is.
Because I literally don't even know what post-game was for 2.
Nothing.
Nothing?
There was literally nothing but the Coliseum.
Really?
Yeah, Cavern of Remembrance was Final Mix. Data Organization was Final Mix.
Yeah.
Final Mix. So, yeah.
Yeah, I guess that really doesn't leave for much.
I mean, you could fight Sephiroth. That wasn't Final Mix. But... without spoiling anything, R.I.P.
But technically, kind of.
No.
Cloud and not Zach. Oh my gosh, Auron. They were.
They're not even like full models. It's clay statues.
It's full models.
They are stone. Anyway,
Riku basically sounds like Tidus now.
Stop it! No. Anyway,
his voice actor is Garbo.
But we are here to review Kingdom Hearts 3 Vanilla. As it stands right now, there's absolutely nothing. after you beat the game.
Unless you really like collecting things and you didn't do that throughout the game when you first played.
But of course I did.
Collecting things.
Like, that's the thing. But of course I did.
Oh, see, I didn't.
The only thing that was new. Well, I can't spoil anything, but there is a secret boss. But I did that. Now what?
We wait.
We wait. Right, exactly. So yeah, I guess I could fight that over and over and over again, but
level?
I don't want
is it level 0 now? Level 0 runs, or is it still technically?
It's level 1.
It is level 1.
Yeah.
I thought someone said.
Yeah, that's the other thing. I mean, I have to start a new file. I have to start a new file in order to keep playing. There's really nothing for me to do after you beat it.
Yeah.
So those are my gripes, and I think those are worth knocking it down a notch.
Oh,
What do you give it? What do you give it? A burp out of 10. Better than a 4, to be honest.
I give it too many zippers out of 10.
7.8, too much water.
Yeah. I personally probably give it a 9 out of 10 because I do think that it's absolutely amazing as is. Obviously, like you said, post-game content is a little lacking. However, there will be a DLC. There will be more added to it. So I'm very hopeful and excited that, it will be absolutely amazing. Very few combat things that irk me a little bit. Very few like music.
Oh, can I just ask something really quick? Did you find yourself switching keyblades in the?
It cut out. What?
Did you find yourself switching keyblades in the middle of battle?
Not really.
I didn't either. That was a wasted mechanic, I think.
Yeah, the idea itself is really nice, though. It's probably nice for when they hopefully add some kind of like data battle thing where like you can switch. Like, oh crap, I forgot to switch my keyblade, because I did that so many times when I was going from one fight to another. I would forget to switch.
True.
But so if they add something like that, that mechanic will be super nice because I am very forgetful. I will forget to do my setup. So
very true.
It's great for someone like me. But as is, I don't really need it.
It's not as seamless as I thought it was going to be. Like, there's a little buffer time in there before you can switch.
Well, yeah, because, I mean, if you have to physically switch your keychain from one keychain to another and you have to click it on, it's not going to be instant.
Okay, listen, that's not what he does. So he just swishes his hand and it's there. Get out of here with that. But it's...
But that's technically what changes the keyblade, though.
I know it is, but that's not... You don't see him... Oh, I can't get it. Oh, there it goes. Okay, now I'm ready. Like, that's not what he does. So get out of here with that.
Literally tasing
you. Anyway, I don't know. It just wasn't as seamless as I wanted it to be. Like, I couldn't actually do the combo. I had to wait, and it was bad, and I didn't like it, so I didn't even use it. I used one keyblade.
I feel like it's better for when you just want to change what's it called? Is it keyblade form? I want to call it a dry form. Transformation. There you go. When you want to switch what transformation you want to use.
They advertise it as something that you could do in the middle of a combo, but that's not it. You can't. You have to stop. I honestly think that something that we neglected to mention, honestly, is like the cool gimmicky parts of the game of the world, like the pirate ship battles and the Trinity sleds and all that good stuff.
Oh yeah, Trinity sleds is awesome.
Yeah, I think it had a lot of fun, and the flan mini games, they're fun too.
They're really cute. They literally look like Japanese puddings, and they're very cute. Oh,
flan, however you say it.
Yeah, I don't know how it's said either, but like it looks like a Japanese pudding. It's so cute. I love it. You can literally go to the combini.
The Remy stuff makes me mad.
What? I love it so much.
The egg one gives me anxiety. I can't.
Oh, I messed up the first time, but I got it. You just go really slowly.
Yeah, I can't do that.
I got excellence on all of them.
Yeah, I didn't. Wow, dab on the haters. Anyway,
cracking eggs on all the haters.
I think the Remy stuff was just a little too. I couldn't really.
Little too what?
sensitive.
Oh.
Like the controls were a little sensitive.
Oh, that's actually one thing I wanted to talk about. I found that actually getting Sora to move like the tiniest bit was so difficult.
When I first started, yeah, like getting on a save point.
It felt like a nightmare.
It was the most difficult thing I've ever had to do. So I just ended up jumping and landing on.
Yeah. So that's, I don't want to say like a complaint, but was hard.
There's some nuances. There's some definite like weird things. But a lot of my complaints I feel like can be fixed with a patch or with DLC.
Yep.
Like that can be totally fixed.
And we know we're getting a DLC, so I feel like it's almost horrible to even like complain when we know we're getting a DLC.
But that's what we're reviewing. We're reviewing the game that was released. That's what we're getting.
I know.
So that's what we're reviewing. I think it's totally fair.
But still, no reason to feel bad. If they released Kingdom Hearts 3 with Kingdom Hearts 3 Final Mix already in it, but they didn't call it Final Mix, I feel like then it would feel weirder to get.
We will never know.
I like having something to look forward to. Know what I mean?
Oh, I do too. I mean, I think regardless, it's just the nature of video games right now. I mean, every single game has DLC now.
Yeah.
So
but
you're the odd one out.
He wants to do one DLC.
That's fine. He can do one. And just make sure it's good. That's all.
I just didn't want no 15 BS. That's all. Like, I was so nervous when he said he was doing DLC, and then the 15 thing happened. I was like,
where they like all got canceled. Yeah, let's hope that doesn't happen.
That was a monk at all. If it got canceled, if we were like, I don't say stuck with 3. That sounds awful, but like.
Okay, well, I think that we've given it a fair assessment. I personally give it an 8.7. Schlub gives it a 9. Again, teacher side of me, it's a B+.
Yeah, I teach preschoolers, so we don't really do.
There's no plus or minus. It's like either you didn't poop in your pants or you did, and that's how you're graded.
You either get the stamp or you don't. That's literally how it is.
Exactly it. Right.
And it gets a stamp. So.
Oh man, but don't get me wrong. I mean, I think the second half of the started realizing all the weird things about it and the quote unquote bad things about it. But it got an 8.7 and a 9. Okay, it's by no means the perfect game, but it is the game that we've been waiting for. It is the game that we have absolutely been dying to play, and we did. I think we're just a little sad that it's over a little too soon, and there's nothing to hold us over. That's sort of what I feel. I mean, it was a great experience. Playing through it was amazing. I was so immersed. The story was great. It was funny. It was beautiful to look at, awesome to listen to, great to play. It just left me wanting a little bit more.
And that's good. That's good.
Now, that's a good thing. But it's also a bad thing because it left a little bit to be desired in terms of post-game content. So, like, content-wise is where I have most of my issues. The story was awesome. The combat was awesome. Visuals, soundtrack, awesome.
It's just the content.
It's just content. Content-wise, I expected a little bit more from a 5-year journey. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, Kingdom Hearts 3 on its own, I guess, is definitely for... I don't want to say, like... So people who want the challenge, I feel like Kingdom Hearts 3 is not really for. You want the challenges of, like, really cool super bosses, secret bosses, or whatever.
Right.
The challenge of just proud mode is, I just feel like that's all just not there.
The challenge and proud mode should not be in the same. I just don't.
It feels
so I'm excited. I'm excited to try level 1 runs. I'm excited to try my little coin flip for abilities run. But as it stands right now, I haven't done those things. It's been out for too little time. But as it stands right now, first playthrough, second playthrough in consideration. Yeah, it's lacking a little bit in content, but the story and the combat are exactly what I was looking for.
Very excited for what's to come in the future. So
same here. Well, if you agree or disagree, tell us nicely.
Remember,
don't hate us.
It's literally just opinions, guys. Everyone plays games for different reasons. Some people do play Kingdom Hearts for the combat in gameplay, and other people's play simply for the story. So the people who play for gameplay might not value the story as much, and people who play for the story might not value the gameplay as much, and that is okay. You cannot tell someone how they can and cannot enjoy a video game. So can we keep it all nice and chill in the comments?
We're telling you how we enjoyed it. You know,
and you don't have to enjoy it like us, and we don't have to enjoy it like you, and it's 100% okay. You are entitled to your opinions, and at the end of the day, being offended is a choice. So let's pick good things to be offended about.
Right. Okay. Well, that does it for us. I hope you guys enjoyed this.
Thank you. A
huge shout out to Square Enix USA for providing us a review copy for us to get these thoughts out to you. We're very excited to have the opportunity to have a discussion-based review rather than a pen and paper read an essay sort of review. I think it opens the gates, especially when you're comparing two different people's perspectives, whether they agree or disagree. I think it's pretty cool to get that side of it. Unfortunately, we can't offer you a new player perspective, but I think having played it, we sort of get where they might fall on that spectrum of enjoyment versus not. But yeah, I appreciate you guys listening. Again, please let us know what you think, if you agree or disagree, as long as it is in a civil manner. Go ahead and tell us where you might see differently.
But yeah, thank you so much for watching or listening, whether it was on Podbean or iTunes or YouTube. If you were listening on Podbean or iTunes, we did have some gameplay up on the screen. So if you would like to see some of our reactions to things like gameplay and whatnot, feel free to go on over to YouTube and check out the video where we'll have, you know, the gameplay and stuff there.
Yeah. But again, thank you guys so much. If you do listen on Podbean or iTunes, give us a review. Let us know what you think of the podcast. And it helps us and helps Kingdom Hearts, really. But yeah, thank you guys again so much for listening. I've been Tuminator.
I am Sea Salt Shelby.
And we will catch you next time. Bye.
Bye.